So I have been hoping for a while now to get off and do a review of my Honda Goldwing, or my Honda Goldwing bagger. Now, for a point that Honda don't call this a bagger, they just call it the Goldwing, and the other one with the top box is the Goldwing Tour. So, but through a number of unfortunate events, it hasn't been possible to actually get a complete video while I've been riding. The last one I did, which was really good, unfortunately I had the radio going, or I had the my iPod going, I had music, and copyright laws stopped me from actually uploading that video, so I'm going to do this one silently. So a quick walk around, here we go, a little bit fly spattered, and this is the machine. So I've had the bike now for around about 5-6 weeks, and the one thing I've changed on it is the screen. So the standard screen, here it is, you just see it here, and if I put it up onto the bike, you'll see it's an awful lot smaller, which you'll also see if you look down here. I didn't put the casing back on properly and it fell off when I rode it. But this screen makes quite a difference, and just as I did with my RT, I found the sporty screen, while sufficient when it comes to weather protection, wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. One immediate benefit I've had from this is that the music seems to be louder. I suppose that's because it's protected from the wind. So moving on, let's talk about the things that I do not like about my Honda Goldwing. The main thing I don't like is the fact it does not come with a main stand. I think a motorcycle costing £25,000 should come with a main stand, but this one doesn't. And so, I mean, it's not a great problem, but because there's no chain to oil, or but it means accessing this pannier here slightly more awkward. So that's it. The second thing I'm less keen on with the Honda Goldwing is the size of the panniers. And you can see in here, I mean, once you're inside, there's a reasonable amount of space, but you know, what I use panniers for on a day-to-day basis is for keeping my gloves and some waterproofs in. And if I come round to this side, you see, so they're not huge. I can get what I want to get in them. I can just about get my laptop in with a small bag, but they're not particularly big, and compared to the RT, there's a significant difference in what you can and what you can't get. So that's the second thing I don't like. The third thing I didn't really like, as you can see, was the screen, but I've already mentioned that. And I've now fitted this Puig screen on, which makes a huge difference in weather protection, wind protection, or whatever. The one other thing not a massive fan, I suppose, is the engine. It is, as good as it is as a riding thing, it is not the prettiest thing in the world. I like the red covers and the shape of it. It's a 1800cc 6-cylinder. It's okay. While I love the look of the bike, that engine is, I think, pig ugly. But there we go, that's life. And then the last thing I would say I don't particularly like is the fuel economy. I'm probably getting now 41, 42 miles per gallon. A full tank range is about 220 miles. Indicated about 190, which is not bad, but with the cost of fuel shooting up, then compared to the RT, which had a fabulous tank range and I was getting easily 54 miles to the gallon through all riding, this one significantly lower. So those are things then that I don't particularly like about it. What do I like? Well, actually, one of the advantages of these smaller panniers is this is really good as a bike for filtering. I was down in Glasgow when I had it serviced, and had to do some filtering, and it was absolutely bloody marvellous. So that being slightly narrower is really good. The second thing I like is, well, all this space here. I'm not a huge fan of top boxes, as I put in the other video, but I can get lots of bags on here, and these things here give me places to hook on my cargo nets and my rock straps, so very easy to load up there some luggage and all the, so that I can get everything I actually want into it. What else do I like? Well, this cubby hole here comes open, so that's where I keep my phone. This is where you connect it, so there is no wireless connection, but I can get my huge phone in here. It's massive space, and it is also waterproof. Next thing I like is this dash. Really superb. Really like this layout. It has all the information that I want to have on it. It fires up pretty quick. I'm gonna just... I have my radio, so I can go through, and there's the radio, and then when I come down to here, I can turn the volume right down. But they're stationary. I have all my buttons around here. When I'm moving around, all the buttons are on here. This is actually why it looks horrendous. It's not as bad as it looks. I very quickly got used to it. I can toggle through all the information that I need. Need to get some gas, and then if I come to home, I've got everything I need there on the home source. Tells me an awful lot of information. This is really so easy to use. The navigation pops up pretty quickly. I haven't got to wait at all for the thing to connect in any way, shape or form. So just superb. If I press the info button, it gives me the information, lots of information. Spin it across the bottom. So you can see my average fuel, 39.3 miles per gallon. The thing to really talk about is down here, which is the, you notice down here I have no clutch. So what I have on here is the Dst Gearbox. So it's not actually a fully automatic, it just changes the gear for you. And you see these buttons here, up and down. So if I want a little bit of extra poke, then all I do is flick down or flick up, and I get all the power that I need. I have engine mode, so little button down there, flick on the engine modes, takes me through the ones that I want. So I tend to leave it in the standard mode. Down here I have a handbrake. Opening the fuel cap is a wee bit of a faff, nothing that bad. You should have seen before. Press that button and then click this one here, and then the fuel goes in there, and clearly I am fueling up quite a lot. The thing that I really like, and that is, to come down here and show it, which is this thing here, which is the creep. So to use it, you put it into, have it in neutral from the DST, front brake, press that, and then use the forward and back buttons to creep forward, creep back, and it is bloody marvellous. Yeah, this is a heavy bike, but it's not the only heavy bike I've had. Most bikes are fairly heavy. My RT was heavy, but this, moving it around, is just bloody marvellous for getting it in and taking the stress out of things. So why haven't all bikes got these things? And people scoff about it as of the Goldwings having a reverse gear. It's one of those things that until you've tried it, don't scoff about it, because it is absolutely marvellous. And the final thing I really like about this bike, the way it is shaped. I think this has the best weather protection of any motorcycle I've ever had. It's absolutely superb. can't get over. And now with the Puig screen as well, the protection from the rain is superb, and the way these are cut out, my knees sort of sit under here, it seems to protect my legs, top of my legs, far more than I would ever expect. So that's excellent. It's really good. Love the colour. Do like the looks overall. Do much prefer this to the full Tour. But I will be riding and filming. Now I've got this fitted on here, so I can actually now attach my GoPro. Things fitted, screen as I mentioned. I also had fitted this backrest. Makes it slightly awkward to get onto the bike, but it is of course very low down, so it's not a huge problem. But when I'm riding along, I just rest my back against here. I had one years ago on a Harley that I had and really liked it, so enjoy all that. And so overall though, I'd say that my experience with this bike has been excellent. You've always got a bit of a glow with a new bike, haven't you? Well, the one thing I like about it more than anything else is I don't worry about it. In the 1100 miles I've ridden it, I've had not a peep of problems. But with the music and the radio and the sat nav working, it's just so simple to use. I'm really pleased with it. And really, I don't think I'll be doing many videos talking about the negative sides of the Honda Goldwing. So thank you for watching, and wish you all well. Got to see if I can get a new one of these.